Who got some lemon? I need some lemon.
I'm Keaira and
KP.
You are now listening to the Perfect Couple Podcast. We are far from perfect.
Psych.
But as high school sweethearts, we do know a thing or two about having a dope relationship and building generational wealth, all while raising 3 daughters and being social media famous.
In our podcast, we'll discuss everything pertaining to marriage, intimacy, family, fitness, and balancing life in general.
Oh, and our crazy journey of how we went from eating dry tuna squares in crusty motels
to being CEOs of several multi-million-dollar brands.
So sit back
and enjoy the conversation.
What's up, guys? This is the Perfect Couple Podcast. Hey, baby.
What's up, baby?
I'm your girl, Keaira.
KP.
We are on season
3.
I'm so excited. Congratulations to us. Yay! Hand clap, hand clap, hand clap. Although we are on season 3, we wanted to
reintroduce ourselves. Just talk about what you'll get from this podcast, who we are for all the new people that we have, just to give you a better overview of what you're going to get.
With us, yeah. So we've been together for a long time. We've been together. We are high school sweethearts. I've had a crush on this man since I was 13 years old.
You know.
So we met at a water park at Adventure Island. For those of you who don't know what Adventure Island is, it is a big water park in Tampa. Yep. And he was with his friend that was also my friend. We had a mutual friend, but basically that friend was a liar. And I'm happy for it. It's okay. Usually you're like, it worked out for the best. Usually like liars, you just don't mess with them. But I thank him for that. I owe him maybe a car or something, right? We owe him something.
Definitely.
For the introduction. Definitely. It was a beautiful introduction. As years later, here we are.
I know. I talked to my wife on the phone before I ever saw her.
Yeah.
Which is still because he called you.
Yeah. He was my friend and he lied and said that we dated and that was a lie. I was a child.
Why he put me on the phone with you, I don't even understand, but.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy to tell somebody you talked to your wife when you was 14.
I know.
And didn't know it.
I know. So when I met him, I was just like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. At that time, I just, wanted you to talk to me. You didn't talk to me.
Because he told me you was his girl.
I get it now. But I didn't understand. I was like, I am cute. Like, I don't know why he ain't talk to me. I wasn't used to look, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I wasn't used to, thinking somebody was cute and they thinking I'm cute and they don't talk to me. I was like, wait a minute. That's weird.
It was his, so
that was a
like,
lie.
This you? He was like, yep.
Lies.
Like,
oh, he lied so bad.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he did his thing.
Lies. So then we met each other again in high school. And I was talking to one of your friends again.
Oh, yeah.
Your basketball buddies.
Yeah. But that's not even how I saw you at the school.
I said again, I wasn't talking to Mike for real. Sorry, Mike. You know who you are.
The funny thing, though, is even before I knew you was talking to him, me and the fellas, we were standing outside the auditorium, and we saw you come around the corner in that green dress.
Period. That was my mom's green dress, which I stole out of her closet. I ain't going to say stole. Excuse me, borrowed, because I put it back.
Yeah, and it was all like, damn. Booty was like.
My butt was massive for a teenager. Hopefully our kids don't have the same body.
You can see in that thing.
Eek.
And everybody turned. My back was to you. And then when everybody was doing it, it was like, look, I turned. I was like, who is that? Like, what just happened? I still didn't even see your face at that point. I saw you later on that day, though.
Yeah. Then you started stalking me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So met him again. But when I actually met you again in high school, I felt like I knew him already. I felt like we'd been together before.
You was already mine.
Yeah. So we had that whole connection, like an instant connection, which I thought was really cool. Dumped the basketball dude. And that was history has been made, Yes. So we also have 3 little girls.
3 beautiful little girls.
3 young children
8,
right now.
4 and 1.
Yeah. And we run several businesses together. We are CEOs of several businesses together. We work with our family. Most of our family works with us.
Yes. Almost our whole family that lives here in Texas.
Yeah.
Works with us.
Which is really cool. But we did not always have this situation. You know, we've been through some ups and downs. A lot of people don't know our whole story. Like, that's what's dope about
entertainment.
Yeah,
entertainment only.
Just me as a singer, dancer, choreographer, and then I got into fitness. We struggled real bad in LA, real bad. I don't know if you guys, a lot of y'all, like people that are into entertainment or aspiring actors, actresses, any type of entertainment, singers, choreographers, even, the LA struggle if you've lived out there. Like, if you went out there on the grind, the struggle. It's very expensive out there. It's very like go for blood or go home. It's very competitive, which I ain't had no problem. I didn't have a problem with that part.
It's just grimy.
Yeah.
The music industry is grimy.
Yeah. Went through a lot of ups and downs with that. Went through a lot of like not having money to pay bills.
Signed some bad contracts.
Yeah. So
wasted a lot of money. Got money stolen from us.
Yeah. Lived out of our U-Haul on people's couches, eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, tuna fish squares that I don't even think it was real tuna fish, to be honest with you.
I don't know how they put the tuna in the squares.
I don't either.
That's weird.
And how did it stay like that? That's what I want to know.
In water.
Yuck. But ate them religiously in horrible hotel rooms.
Oh, yeah. Y'all know the ones with the floral comforter, the ones that be in the movies at the motels.
Yes.
Them the motels we was
in. And the dirty floors.
Yeah.
The carpets that have
smell like cigarettes.
Lord knows who's been what has happened on the carpets. Like, there's blood stains on the carpet.
What happened in them beds?
Oh man.
They ain't even have flat screens in them hotel rooms.
At all. We got
the dude told you no prostitution.
Right. Why did he say that to me? I hate that. I was talking to this has nothing to do with anything that we talking about. But yeah, this guy was trying to talk to me and I was telling him I was married. First of all, the guy was, he was in his car and he was trying to holler at me as I was bringing my stuff to the front door of the motel. So I guess it did look a little suspect, I guess. I understand. But the guy screams at me. He goes, "No prostitution." And I said, excuse me? Anyway, so we went through a lot of craziness in LA. And ended up, we moved from Florida. We're from Florida originally. Yeah. From Tampa. And we moved to Texas. We were there for a while. It was for some years. Yeah, it was too long. It was too long. Went to California for
3 months.
Then went to Vegas.
For a year.
Then we went back to California.
2.5 years.
And here we are now. Back in
Atlanta.
For 3 years. We did Atlanta. Yep. And here we are back in Texas, under a whole different circumstance. Life is totally different now. We, like I said, we own several businesses together and we're growing constantly every day. We have 3 beautiful children. We are getting ready to renew our vows. We've been married for a long time. I've been engaged. Well, I got engaged at 18. Mm-hmm. Yes, my honey. I still remember that story, which we have to. We have to tell that story another time. But, that's basically who we are. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and so are you. I mean, we've always been into business, but mainly just wanting to be successful, and not just for ourselves, but for our families and for our community, for our culture. And we'll talk a lot about that as well on the podcast. But let's talk about what they can expect from us on this podcast, since they know kind of who we are. We're high school sweethearts and so forth.
The biggest thing is our truth. Yeah. So we're going to give you a perspective that is ours and ours alone. What works for us, this is what works for us. I'm saying you can take what you can from it, apply it to your situation, however you feel you need to. Mm-hmm. But this is what works for us. So we're giving you basically our biased opinion on how relationships operate. Because we have been successful. Right. So there's a lot of podcasts out here that give all different types of advice. We're not going to give you nothing crazy. We're only going to talk about what works for you and what we've observed other people going through. Right. We get to look from the outside in. Right. We both haven't been single as adults. Right. So we always have an outside worldview when it comes to what people go through in their relationships. Yeah. And what we would deal with, or how we would deal with the situation if we had to deal with it within our relationship.
Correct. Because we don't know about dating.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We haven't, again, like you said, we haven't dated as adults, like outside of ourselves. We date each other. That's it. But
Plus, when you put them clips out, because a lot of people are finding us through the reels on Instagram
clips.
And when we put those out, people are basically judging the whole episode or the podcast based on that clip. It's just a clip. You got to kind of watch the whole episode to get the gist of what we're talking about sometimes.
A lot of times.
But at the same time, some of the comments are like, this don't work. That I'm like, it got to work because it works.
It worked.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
that's what we're trying to like let people know. This is what works for us.
Yeah.
So you can take it if mainly people who want to be in a long-term relationship are currently in a long-term relationship.
A happy, healthy
yes.
long-term relationship, because that's the thing. Like, people be in long relationships and be miserable for a long time because they don't, just for the sake of being in a relationship. Correct. You know what I mean? So I'm saying happy, healthy, and I mean healthy, non-toxic, because nowadays what I'm seeing is a lot of toxicity in relationships, and some people, they think it's cute, and it's not, because at the end of the day, we all get older. Yes. And we're all going to look back and be like, dang, like a lot of these, for example, Brittany Renner, you know, I thought it was really cool that she, and if y'all don't know who that is, look her up so you can find you can do your own research on her. But what I thought was dope about what she did this interview recently discussing what she did in the past and who she is now compared to back then. And back then she would always say, you know, she was free with her body. She did this, she did that she had a lot of sexual partners. She did not regret that at first, but now that she's older and she has a child and her mental is different, you know,
she grew up.
Yeah, basically, you know, and so a lot of people have a lot to say about that, but she can't do anything about her past. The only thing she can do is basically take charge of her future and take responsibility for her past. So a lot of times we're not looking at right now, like these relationships that I've been seeing, the toxic relationships that people think are cute, they're not going to be cute 10 years from now. You want to continue to be in a stressful situation for 10, 15 years? That's just ridiculous to me. So we talk about our experiences and our healthy relationship, because we do have a really healthy relationship. We have healthy communication. We do talk. We don't always, you know, it's funny because we say the perfect couple. We're not perfect, but we're perfect for each other.
I feel like we are.
Well,
not perfect people, but
the
perfect
relationship. we talk about a lot of things. We talk through a lot of things. We don't battle each other. We battle life together. You know, we do life together. We respect each other. I think that those are like common things that you should have in a relationship. That's the common denominator. That's the minimum.
One of my things too is I want to fight the rift that's going on that I see between black men and black women.
It's crazy. I've seen
this can work, y'all.
Yeah,
black men and black women, we can work, and I feel like there's not enough examples of black couples who work because there's so much turmoil on the internet. Everybody going at everybody. Yeah. Men do this, women do that, and it's like, no, we need to work together. The whole gender roles thing. What a woman is expected, what a man is expected to do. Yeah, a relationship works by what you guys expect from it. Not any one or right. You know, there's nothing right or nothing wrong. It's just what works for you. Yeah, and nobody can tell you what works or doesn't work for you. If you have a problem with something, men, we got to communicate. It's literally that simple.
But I think that's a big problem with men, especially black men. They are not taught to communicate their feelings, their emotions, and what they go through. What did I tell you the other day about expressing when you're not, when you're stressed or when you...
I don't do it either. I'm a victim of that as well.
I tell you all the time, though, I make sure that you understand that this is a safe place. I'm a safe place for you. Yeah. And we might not always agree on things, right? But I am still a safe place.
But it is twofold. I feel like a lot of women today aren't listening. They feel men are weak for letting them know how they feel about a particular topic. And men aren't robots.
Right. Y'all have emotions too.
Need to understand that men aren't robots. But at the same time, I got to express to men that some of y'all need therapy and not a woman. There's two different things. Your wife or your girlfriend is also not your therapist if you have trauma. And the same thing for women. Yeah. If you have trauma, you might need a therapist and not a spouse.
So it doesn't mess up your relationship.
Correct.
So it doesn't. Yeah.
Yes. And I feel like those two things get
misconstrued.
Yeah, a lot.
Mixed up. Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
There's some people that have really been traumatized and they need help.
Yeah.
Not a spouse.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you look at the comments and see what people say about women and what they say about men and how they generalize people based off their small world
experiences,
view, it's like that's not the case for everybody. It's not even the case in your own city.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we just generalize way too much, and it's hurting us as a community because this rift between black women and black men hurts us as a whole.
Yeah.
It actually hurts the entire country because anytime you have this type of turmoil between one group of people, it's going to spill into other groups.
Yeah.
And the hatred that's coming off is just it's just bad to watch.
Yeah.
And we know successful black couples, so it's like we need to get it together.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
And it's not always the older couples that are the successful ones. You can be a young positive black couple, but the problem is too, I think another problem that we see is that on the internet, on these podcasts, you see these relationship gurus that got trash relationships and they want to give advice. So that's the thing. I think that's the difference is that we're not, I think we do give advice, but we give it from our standpoint and we give it from our experience that this is what we went through. Like, again, we have our disagreements. A lot of these people don't want to try to come off like they have no flaws. And that's the issue. Yep. So you expect all these things out of these people. You expect them to not, have any marital issues or any relationship issues. But everybody goes through that. And that's where it is. But they also don't let you know that they have issues. There's so many fake relationship gurus. And I say fake because they want to come off as unscathed or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do think we are a unicorn type of couple.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We've been together for a long time. We'll hit.
We didn't take no breaks.
Yeah.
There has been no breaks between us. There has been no, infidelities.
We got a shot at being together for 70, 80 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't say that.
It was really dope. So we're on the dance floor at my brother's wedding on New Year's. Congratulations to them. Shout out to them for their new journey of marriage. But it was a cool game that was happening on the dance floor where the couples danced and they would say the amount of years. Yeah, if you've been together this amount of time,
you had to step
you
off.
have to step off. If you've been together longer than this, you stay on basically. And by the end, so we thought we had a chance. Marriage, not really, I guess, but to being together. Yeah. But like, Tamara's grandparents were together 58 years. I got so emotional, and I was like, "Dang, why am I getting all emotional about?"
Shit, your aunt and uncle been together for
33 years. Yeah, and I was like, we ain't stand a chance.
Not even.
We lost so bad, but I got super emotional in a good way, seeing that because I was like, dang, that's won. Goals. That's goals. They win. Yeah. Like when you look at couples nowadays on the internet, people just base goals off of success and they don't even know if they're successful. But material things.
Based off of finances.
Right.
That's
material
not the
things.
only way to have success.
Based off of finances that might not even be real finances. Correct. That's the thing. So to see a real relationship that lasted that long, I was just taken aback and I was just so in awe of it. And I was just like, now that's goals. I want to be like that. I want to get to that place. They were slow dancing on the dance floor, 58 years together, not 58 years old, 58 years together and still respectful of each other. I watched them throughout the night and I was like, we on the right track because the way they talk to each other, they didn't talk to each other in a disrespectful manner. They didn't I don't know. They just went together. They just went together. It was a flawless victory, basically. I
feel like too many people in our community, they real tight with their homeboys and their homegirls and then come home and talk crazy to the person that they supposed to be with.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, y'all got to take social media out of your relationship. You got to take other people out.
But
I don't know how to describe it to people because all these outside influences are affecting us, it seems like, in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, look, there are no gender roles in a relationship. Y'all got to take that and throw it out the window and do only what works for you.
Right.
That means if I got to wash dishes or you wash dishes or who do the laundry, who sweep the floor, clean the cars, take care of the kids, y'all work that out amongst yourselves. You can't go off of what someone else says because every woman don't just want to be in the house taking care of the kids. Right. Every man don't just want to be going to work.
Right.
You know, so it's like y'all just figure it out. Figure out what works for you. Yeah. Talk to your partner about, before y'all even get together, talk about the things you like to do and don't like to do so you can figure out if y'all even compatible. People just be jumping in relationships because you cute now.
They been doing that.
That's true.
But staying because they
right.
Yeah.
Right. Stop being shallow. Look a little deeper. Make sure y'all tight.
I don't even understand how people can really be. How could you possibly think your partner is going to want to stay if you talk to them crazy?
I don't know.
If you disrespect them.
I mean,
but some people stay. I think that's why. Again, we talk about this all the time. Music has a big influence on how people react to relationships, how people operate in relationships, whether that be platonic, whether that be a intimate relationship. You know what I mean? And these songs are very toxic nowadays. Yep. You know, it might be really catchy and it might be, you know, got a nice flow to it or whatever, but it really does make a big difference on how people treat each other in relationships, because people don't have role models. People don't have, they might not, especially in our community, they don't have their parents to look at like as an example of what real love looks like and what respect looks like and what, you know, partnership looks like, what building looks like. You know what I mean? They don't have that. That's why it's important for us. We make sure that our children see everything, like as far as, because some people be like, everything, here y'all go. But as far as seeing how we treat each other, how we talk to each other, how we love on each other, how we push each other, how we motivate each other, how we support each other, that's important. I want them to see that because they can take that into their relationship. And if it don't feel right and don't look right, don't smell right, don't seem right, leave it alone.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be a shadow of ours, but it does need to mimic pretty much, because
nobody's worth you losing yourself.
Right.
Like
your confidence, like we're building the heck out of our children's confidence. And if they feel like any little like doubt in themselves because of you, you got to go. And unfortunately, men and women, they have this issue. If they're in a toxic relationship, right? And they're in an unhealthy relationship and their partner makes them feel like less than when they first got there, like they might have had confidence up to here. But then by the time they, you know, middle of the relationship, by the end of the relationship, they're way down here. Yeah, they lost their confidence.
Yep.
I'm not trying to hear that about my children.
I'm like, you got to encourage each other. It's tough out here, especially now where America's built, where you can't even survive off one income.
No, you really
you
can't.
Hit 6 figures.
Yeah.
And that whole thing too is a problem too, especially in our community. So not even 10% of people in this country make $100,000 a year. Yeah. You know, so let's be realistic. And that's the thing that we're also not being with our relationships. We're not being realistic. If only 10% of people, not men, not women, people total make $100,000, you got to take the people who are married out of the equation. If you only want a black man or a black woman, now you're shrinking it even more. You got to take the gay men and gay women out. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people you take out, and then you're left with this very, very, very small percentage of people who make $100,000 who could potentially be attracted to you.
That's also another pool, like
right.
Of people.
So it's like people in our community, we also have the second highest poverty rate in the country. So people in our community have to be willing to work together, which is something that we haven't been able to do very well in a very long time.
So in this podcast, we also will talk about a lot of ways to be able to do that and to be able to build in our community, you know, financially, relationship wise, communicative ways, just a lot of different ways where we can build ourselves up in a positive light, in a positive manner.
And we're going to have fun doing this now. And I'm sarcastic, so some of the clips may pop out. I might say something that's a little left, but understand that I love my people. I'm super pro-black. I've come this way within the last year. I love my people, and I want to see them win. So I might say something smart, but at the end of the day, all I want to do is see people together, happy. When we go out to the places we go out to, we see a lot of couples of other nationalities with their kids having a great time. I just would like to include more black people in that.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, you are an advocate for women. You have 3 daughters. Yes. So we had some clips. Sometimes we'll have clips, where y'all think he's saying some craziness. Yeah. But again, it's not coming from a malicious place. Watch the whole clip. Absolutely. Watch the whole episode so that you understand the context of that clip.
Because we're going to probably tackle equality pretty heavy. Because that's another issue within our community that black women and men.
I think I was gonna say just across the board.
We're not equal. We are different. We have different things we're good at. Our worldviews are different.
Yeah.
We go through different things. Our hormones are different. We are not equal.
Definitely.
We are men and we are women, and that's something that
we are men and y'all are women.
Yeah. Well, I meant as a group, baby.
I know, honey.
We just need to come to those terms. Men and women do things differently.
Yeah,
we think
absolutely.
differently. We see the world differently.
We operate different.
React differently.
Yeah.
So when we get to those terms, it's like, come on, y'all, stop using this equality term as a blanket thing. My wife is short. I'm not. There's certain things she can't reach. So how we gonna be equal?
Wow.
When you need help getting something off the fridge, how we gonna be equal? And that's a small sample, but that's like what I mean. We're not equal.
Were you trying to make a joke?
I was not. I was saying we're not equal. Like some men like to cook, some women like to cook, some don't. It's like it's all over the place.
Yeah, so like I'm a better cook than you.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No, you're not.
Yes.
Let's not do that.
Yes.
There's certain things you make better than me. I'll give you that.
Most things.
I'll work that grill though.
You do work the heck out of a grill. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I season my food very well also.
Because of who?
I don't know, probably your mama.
Stop playing with me. Oh, wow. This is where it's become. This is what's happening with us. I mean,
I have been making ghetto meals for a long time though.
Yes, you definitely.
I put some.
You know what? Together. One of my favorite meals that you used to make. Do you remember?
Something with the beans.
Yeah, baked beans. It's such a ghetto meal, but it was so good. All kind of stuff. You used to put stuff from whatever you had in the pantry, too. But it was beans. It was baked beans. This might sound so disgusting. I would never eat this now, but it was baked beans. It was spam, fried spam.
Yeah. That's all we had.
Right. You used to fry some spam up and you put some cheese on it.
Chop it up, put it up in there.
Yeah, and put it as that
sounds
like
when you put
terrible.
The ground meat in your baked beans.
Right.
But we ain't had no ground meat.
Right.
At the time when I made that.
But I was like, oh, but I'm so hood too. At the same time, I'm so hood and around my however that song goes. But I used to love that meal. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, can you make that spam thing you
put some tuna fish and eggs together?
Yep.
Like we make it work.
Right. What else are we gonna discuss on this podcast? Oh, definitely business.
A lot of business.
Obviously relationships.
Yes.
Scenarios.
We'll have guests on this season.
Yep.
So there'll be a lot of different scenarios, and we're going to take a lot more comments from Instagram and YouTube and stuff and talk about those.
Which brings us to the segment. We're going to be doing a segment called, what is the segment called? I forget.
We had a name for it?
We did.
Well, it'll come back to us, but I don't remember.
Wow. Desiree, what was the segment name called? Thanks. She said, wow.
It's wow? Speak on it?
No, it's called, she's saying wow because she's disappointed that we forgot our segment name. No, it's called Speak on It. So it's where we will speak on our thoughts of your stories that you send in. You want some advice. You want, us to just tell you what we think about.
It's just our perspective.
It's not law.
You do not have to take
what we
say and apply it to your situation.
But if it works,
if it does
use
work
it.
or you think it can work,
yeah,
or it just makes you think differently,
yeah,
then use that.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather people be thinking outside the box than anything else.
And listen, if you had all the answers, you would be where you wanted to be.
Also true.
So I would say this too. Like I tell people this all the time. Find some mentors. And you don't have to find mentors that you can speak to in person. Mm-hmm. If you can, that would be great. But if you can't, You can listen to people that inspire you. You can watch people that inspire you. You know what I mean? And if we inspire you as a couple, if you don't know us, then you probably can't be inspired. Learn about us. Yeah, exactly. But
I ain't trying to be funny. We a dope couple.
We are.
And what we have planned for our future will affect a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I feel like, talking to the people now, letting many people know us as possible now, they'll understand us more later. When we get to where we going.
Yeah. So I would say, find positive people to listen to, positive things to watch.
Like, just fill your life with positivity.
Yeah.
There's too much negativity out here.
Yeah, that has something to do with where you want to go in life, right? Mm-hmm. So if you want a successful relationship, if you're in a long-term relationship, right, and you fall in a little short sometimes, you fall a little left sometimes, all of that.
Need ideas?
Listen to us. We're going to give y'all date ideas. We did in season 2. We gave you date ideas. We'll do more of that. We'll play games, of course, like couples games and things like that. We'll also talk about our brands. You're going to hear about those a lot. If you're looking to up your nutrition game, make sure to check us out at justmovesupplements.com, a premium vegan supplement brand with proteins that taste like it came from your grandma's kitchen and energy supplements that taste like Kool-Aid. Make sure to check us out at justmovesupplements.com. Are you ready for a crazy transformation? Check out ifyoucanmove.com to experience a variety of fun workouts like dance, kickboxing, calisthenics, and monthly fitness challenges that get you amazing results. And don't forget to download the app.
Go to teamlachey.com for all your fitness accessory needs, from gloves to booty bands and everything in between.
Check out PageAndAmari.com for luxury and athleisure wear. Look stylish at the gym, on a date, or just hanging out.
Show your love for Black culture with sayit-loud.com, our statement brand that highlights Black excellence.
A lot?
No, like really.
You're going to hear about that a lot. So support that, please. We would love that, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about what else, babe?
I mean, that's like the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
This episode don't have to be super long. We just wanted y'all to know that we love our listeners.
Yes.
We love our people.
We love everybody.
We want nothing but success, happy relationships. I don't even know how to describe it. I like seeing Black people when they happy. Mm. Just want to see more of it.
Yeah, because it's real interesting right now. But, yeah, keep checking us out.
And one more thing.
Oop.
A lot of the toxicity on the internet that you do read, when you look at who's saying it, it's us. It's us. It's us saying this craziness. It's men hating women, women hating men. And it's a lot of us doing that. Okay. You know what I mean? And I'm just tired of seeing that. It gets old after a while. The comments get old. It's the same thing recycled, that women got too many partners. Men don't want nothing to do with kids. Women, it's like, come on, y'all. At some point, let's grow up. Let's be mature. Let's learn how to interact and talk to each other without being disrespectful.
Right.
And if you have a disagreement, leave it at that.
Right.
It's just a disagreement. It's a lot of
keyboard
warriors out here.
You ain't got to be a bitches and hoes because you don't agree with what I said.
And since so much of the world is lived on social media,
yes,
I feel like our community needs to change the way we interact on social media.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Our group, and I'm not saying that because this is the other thing that they do on the internet. When you say something about like a group of people or Black people, then it's, well, white people doing it. I know that. I know that. I'm not white and I'm not Hispanic.
Right.
There's somebody else that can talk to them about that. I'm talking to my people.
Right.
Right.
Because you can only talk from your your point of view.
All men in general, but I'm saying I see a lot of Black men. I'm a Black man talking crazy to Black women. I would like for that to stop.
Yeah.
Simple.
Agreed. And I mean, and the same thing for, some women, some Black women, they talk real hectic.
And I would like for that to stop as well.
Yeah.
Because I know as a Black man, I know that Black men are dope. And I need for Black women to understand we are dope. The same way I need for Black men to understand
But also,
Black
I would
women
say
are
this too. I would say, like I said before, listen to something positive. That's everybody. But these Black men that be listening to these unrealistic, crazy gurus of whatever they trying to listen. These people,
it's just a bunch of toxic BS.
I forgot the dude's name, Andrew Tate, whatever his name is. I forgot his name.
He be talking
Is that right?
crazy.
He be talking left.
And on top of that,
all the time. They listen to him and then they treat women crazy.
They treat women like he treats them.
I hate that.
But y'all got to understand though, Andrew Tate's rich. Andrew Tate's deal with the Andrew Tates of the world deal with women totally differently than a working man is going to deal with a woman. He has options you don't.
Yeah.
So unless you plan on being worth $30-40 million,
prison is an option.
That is true.
But go on.
But I'm saying unless you're going to be worth $30-40 million and you can interact with people the way you feel, then you need to bring it back to earth and how you need to deal with your woman.
Right.
Because you ain't him.
Right. Be working at Wendy's talking about, bitch, fix me a sandwich.
Yeah, like,
you go back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
How you gonna tell somebody to
not
fix
saying
that
it's
just because you for a lemon?
Right, that's what I was going to say. I'm
like,
saying not because you work at Wendy's, you got to go fix me a sandwich. You're not less than because you work at Wendy's. I'm just saying.
No, the point is that you're not less than because you work at Wendy's.
Right. No, but I'm saying, like, for example, you work at Wendy's, you think you can treat women like Andrew Tate can treat, although he shouldn't do that either.
He should not.
At all.
But we all know men in positions of power treat everybody crazy. This is just what's across the board. That's what they do. Yeah. So yes, they treat women crazy. But don't think with your $15 an hour job, you about to have 6 women because you can't afford 6 women.
But that ain't no lie though. You can
can't afford one.
You can't afford them, but
and then on top of that, the women who deal with someone like him, they're getting something out of the relationship too. Because if y'all really think that somebody like an Andrew Tate or anybody who got bread is just sitting here talking crazy about these women without buying them stuff,
right?
Them women getting something out of it.
They getting broke off for sure.
Something.
They getting their mortgage paid, or rent, whatever. They're getting vacations, trips. They're getting to meet different types of people, connections. Now, whether they keep those connections or not is a whole nother story.
But they're still getting something out of the relationship,
or even to say that they know him, even to be able to hang around those types of
pictures,
people.
Grow their social media platforms.
Yeah.
Like whatever the case may be, they still can figure out a way to get something out of it. When you got your little job, nobody can use you. You know what I'm saying? So you need to.
But they be thinking that though. I've seen that on the internet before. Like a lot of times, dudes be like, women only using them for money, and then women will come underneath like, how we gonna use you if you ain't even got no money? Like, we trying to be with you for who you are, and you acting crazy still. So yeah, we gotta do better on both sides.
Like I said, let's think about things logically and let's be realistic to your situation.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because your situation is your situation. Your money is your money. How you grow is how you grow.
Your relationship is your relationship. Yeah.
Apply that to your life.
Yeah.
And you're going to be straight.
Yeah. That's it then.
That's it for this one.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're new or whether you've been listening to us since the beginning. We appreciate it. Keep telling people about us. Comment, subscribe, support all the things. You're going to hear about our brands throughout the whole thing. So support any one of those that resonate with your spirit. Anything that's on your heart, you know what I'm saying?
And
let it out.
If you don't support us, support a black business, please. Please, they need help.
What else?
All of them.
What else? Follow us on our social media, The Perfect Couple Podcast on Instagram. Check out our videos on YouTube, The Perfect Couple Podcast. Just search us. We're up there. In our personal Instagrams at Keaira Lachey.
At KP the CEO.
Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We love y'all. Season 3 is about to go down.
Let's get it.